Hi, everyone. Hi. Come on in. How is everyone? Just trying to find me here so I can read comments. How is everyone today? Happy 4th of July. If you're an American, you probably won't be here today because you'll be busy eating good food and hanging out with your family. That's no problem. There's always the replay. Come on in. Hi, come say hi. If you're here, come on in. I'm not sure if anyone will be here today. Is anyone here? If you're here, please say hi. Let me know the audio and the view is okay, please, if you could. Hi, Tina Kelly. Everything looks good? Tina Kelly, you should be enjoying happy 4th of July to you and your family. Oh, hi, Sherry, Joanne, Tony, Elaine. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining me today on this July 4th, 2024. Hi, Nancy, Joanne. Thank you so much for coming in and joining me today. I appreciate it. Do y'all have plans for a barbecue and get together later on today, or are you having a quiet day? If you're wondering why I'm here today, because I was here last week, it's because Sharon and I switched Thursdays, and because she is celebrating July 4th with her friends and family, we decided to switch. The next 2 weeks, I won't be here because I'll be away. Hi, Tara, Erica, Doris, Deborah, Joanne. Sorry if I've missed anybody. Welcome. Quiet day for you, Tara. Yeah, I like the quiet days myself. We had July 1st the other day in Canada. That's our celebration day, and it was a quiet day for us. The weather wasn't very nice, however, so today is a pretty nice day. But anyway, getting back to why I'm here this week is that Sharon and I switched. I am doing July 4th. Sharon will be here the next 2 Thursdays, and then I will be here on the last Thursday of the month because I'm going away on Saturday for a couple of weeks. Okay. So, I hope everyone is well. So let's get started. Happy 4th, everybody. Hello. Welcome. Thank you again for joining us. If you don't know who I am, my name is Judy Baker. I am a designer on Team Unique for Unique in the Creek. Please follow and like their page if you have not already on Facebook and YouTube. That way you'll always get notifications on upcoming events. All the designers, there's 9 of us, you'll get the event notifications for them as well. If you are interested in any of the supplies that I'm using today, hi, Margaret, Donna, I have everything listed in the supply list in the description box below. I am really trying to use up what I have in my stock. So some of these items are sold out. Okay. Lori sometimes will bring things, popular items back in stock, but I did list options for you that I think for the ribbons or mesh, if you cannot get what I am using and you want to do something similar, those items would be great substitutions. Okay. Also, if you are inclined and you would like to support me a little, if you do shop on Unique in the Creek, if you can go to the description box below, click on my affiliate link, it'll take you to the Unique in the Creek page. You can shop all items, and if you purchase Unique in the Creek boards on that order, you put Team Unique in capital letters in the discount box before checkout, and you'll get 5% off your boards. And I would really appreciate that. I do get a little commission from your order, which enables me to buy more products and support Unique in the Creek myself and to bring you some content. Okay. So if you could do that, I would appreciate it all the supplies and the affiliate link is in the description box below. Okay. With all that being said, I'm going to pull you down. All your sprinkling. Thank you, Deborah. Hi, Diana, Lori, everybody. Kathy, Catherine, hello. I'm doing well today, Catherine. It's sunny here in Alberta, Canada, where I am. And so it's always a good day when the sun shines. Okay, so I'm going to bring you down and explain to you what we're going to do today. Let me know how that view is. Oh, I think that's probably pretty good. You can see everything here. Is that good? Audio is good. Amy, oh my goodness. I have missed you. I was going to message you a couple of days ago and then it was too late. I'm so happy to see you here. And I'm happy that you caught my live too. I know you're very, very busy. Happy July 4th, everyone. Okay, so we're going to, surprise, my friends, we're going to use the ring board. All view is good. Perfect. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Amy. First time watching. Well, Deborah, thank you. Thank you for joining me and welcome to the Unique in the Creek page. I hope you like and subscribe and I hope you enjoy this live. And we have 9 designers on Team Unique. So I think you'll find something to your liking. We're all a little bit different, but we do have one thing in common. We all love Unique in the Creek supplies. These boards are awesome. If you have not tried it, Deborah, I do encourage you to try. And if you are wondering how to use any board from any designer, we have our own playlists on the YouTube channel under our names. And if you want to see specifically ring board ideas, Lori has playlists for each board. So you can go into ring board designs, crossboard designs, flower board designs. It's all there for you. It's very easy to find. And there are literally hundreds of videos there, right? So welcome. Welcome. Okay, so this is the Unique in the Ring board. I am using this board, which is my favorite board. I'm having a hard time steering away from my favorites. I keep telling you I'm going to try to do something different, and I promise I will. But I did have this project planned about a month ago, so I want to get it done before I go on vacation in a few days. So this is what we're going to do. It is on the ring board, okay? And I'm using zip ties. If you're not familiar with zip ties, this is a zip tie. It's the 6.3-inch zip ties. Unique in the Creek sells them. And she also has now, check this out, my friends. It's gray zip ties. Okay? Sorry, gray zip ties that match the board. Okay? I have not used these yet because, again, I am trying to use my old supplies first. But they work exactly the same way, except they'll be, you barely see them on the board because they match the gray color now, okay? Well, hi, Linda Myers. You're new as well. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. My name's Judy Baker. I appreciate your time. Okay, so the zip tie is like this, the flat side head. Just always think it has to go to the sky, because if it's not to the sky, and you try to put this in, it won't go in. And if it does, it won't zip. So you want it flat end to the sky. You put the end in there. You'll hear a clicking sound. Listen. Okay. And then it's locked. It's locked. So anything you put in there, it's good. It's good to go. Hi, Deborah. Hello. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Liz. How are you? Let me get my readers on here so it's a little bit easier for me to see the board. Okay, so this is the ring board. We are doing a fall wreath today. Are you ready for these beautiful colors? Check it out. Okay, I do half the wreath usually because, you know, I'm a slower wreather and I talk a lot. So my videos are a little bit longer. So I do half the board. I did put the sign on already because I wanted to see placement. But this is fall. Oh, I'm not sure of the glare. Fall is my favorite color. And this sign is also from, actually everything is from the Unique in the Creek except the leaves and the greenery, okay? I do have some greenery that florals that I may use. We're going to see, maybe I'm going to put it in the bow. But The sign is from Unique of the Creek. I have it listed in the description box below. Thank you, Joanne. I think these colors, you know, I'm not really prone to use blue in the fall, but this sign is so pretty. And I thought, well, you know, a pretty turquoise mesh or ribbon with some blue little greenery picks that I picked up at Michael's and some fall leaves, I think will be great. Now, listen, my friends. I think the other day, if you watched my live, I was talking to you about how things crinkle, and I love crinkly sounds, and that you can get, you know, greenery that has silk leaves. I'm going to show you the difference. Silk leaves like this, and they don't really crinkle because they're more like a cloth. But these ones here, which I got at Michael's, to me they sound like real leaves, right? And I like that. Good afternoon, Alicia. Thank you for joining. See, I really like the crinkling sound. And I'm kind of weird because I like the sound of the crinkles. Anyway, we're going to use crinkly leaves. We're not going to use soft leaves, okay? Not that there's anything wrong with soft leaves. Listen, I do them, or I use them. But today we're going to use the crinkle one, okay? Well, hi, Tommy, Sandy. Thanks for joining. Okay, so on this wreath, I'm going to use every other set of holes. So I'm going to start at the top. I usually load my boards from the back. I find it a little bit easier. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'll just do a couple just to show you. I'm going to do every other inside and outside hole. And what that means, if you're new to the boards, hi, Paula, Lori, thank you. Yes, it's like stepping on real waves. I love it. So I'm going to do the 2 sets of holes here. Okay, I call them the outside 2 and then the inside 2. Outside 2, inside 2. And I'm going to go all the way around. So you're going to have 16 sets of whatever you're putting in there. Okay, 16 sets. Okay, so we're going to put that away because I don't need that anymore. I just wanted to show you what we're going to do. So here, I'm going to have to load the board here. Okay, so I'll show you here. So I've already got let's see here, the inside or the outside 2. So I'm going to go inside 2, outside 2, and so forth. So how is everyone today? Is it still really hot where you are? If you're in the southern states, I hear it's brutally hot. Probably almost too hot to go outside and have a barbecue for July 4th, right? We're just starting to get some decent weather here. Although we are going to the Okanagan, which is in BC, Canada. If you're familiar with that area, it's going to be really hot next week. It's in the Okanagan in British Columbia. It's a beautiful spot. A lot of people vacation there in the summer. It's beautiful country. Okay, so that's what I've done. Inside, outside, inside, outside. Every set of holes, you're going to have something in there, okay? Oh, humidity would kill me. Oh, did I load it wrong? Outside, inside, outside, inside, outside. Thank you, Liz. I did. Oh, you got a sharp eye. Okay, these ones are wrong. Thank you, Liz. Oh, my goodness. You guys are too quick. Hi, Joyce. Thank you. Inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, and inside. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Eagle eyes, you guys are. Eagle eyes. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's carry on. So today what I'm using is 2 different meshes. I'm using this beautiful turquoise and white striped mesh. It's quite thin though, okay? So I cut all the mesh at 30 inches. I'm going to do 30-inch little ruffles, okay? This is one. And then this is a 2-toned red and gold, I believe it's called. It's a value mesh, but look how pretty. When you fold it up, it has this beautiful sort of translucent hue to it. And I think it's really pretty. Okay, so we're going to use those 2 meshes. I'm going to set those aside there. I've already cut them 30-inch pieces, okay? 30 inches. Hello, Mary. How are you? Okay, so 30 pieces of, or no, sorry, 8 pieces of each color, 30 inches. And then for ribbons, I've got 2 different sets. I'm going to alternate. Okay. I've got this pretty autumn leaf ribbon and plaid. I'm not sure what this is called. Diagonal stripe. Well, hi, Lynn. How are you? Nice to see you. Yes, Liz, you mean the 2-tone? Would make an awesome flower. Yeah, and in fact, I have done that in a 3-tone or 3 mesh color with copper foil, the 2-tone red and gold, and I think I had a brown in there. It was beautiful. Okay, and then my other set of tails is this turquoise diagonal stripe, I think it might be called. And then this 2.5 also diagonal plaid stripe, okay? I don't care. I don't use a lot of 2.5, so I'm really trying to use up my 2.5s. But to be honest, I like the 1.5s better. I like the smaller ribbons better. But again, we're going to use what we have. So let's see. The next set of holes is going to be no tails. So the inside rolls. Sorry. Let me see what I did here. I apologize. Hold on, please. 1, 2. Okay. No, I lied. I don't have, wait a minute. Honestly, I apologize. I'm a little confused. I'm confusing myself. Okay, mesh. Huh. Sorry, it's every other set of holes. I'm not doing the inside set. I'm not sure. I was thinking another wreath. I apologize. Okay, here we go. Let's rewind. Pretend I didn't say that last 5 minutes of you know, not making sense. Oh, Catherine, it keeps bumping you out. I'm so sorry. Can you maybe go out and come back in? Hi, Wendy. Hi, Angie. How are you? Shelby. Hi, Marlene. Okay, I apologize. We're going to do just every other outside set of holes, okay? Every other outside set. These other things that I have on the inside here are just my sign. I was getting a little confused. So what we're going to do, 30 inches, okay? We're going to do each set of holes 30-inch piece. And we're going to do the blue on the bottom and the 2-tone up top. So I am going to do it sort of like a woodland ruffle, but I'm not going to roll a lot. I'm just going to scrunch up the middle. This one's easier to do because of the lines, but you know, I always get a little skewed near the end. So you're just going to scrunch it up like this. Well, you know, Lynn, I never thought of using blue in the fall colors until I saw this sign. And then I thought, well, that's pretty. Okay. So you're just going to have like a little ruffle like that. And then we're going to do another one. And the reason I'm doing another one is because these meshes are quite thin. So and plus I like this 2-tone. I think it adds a nice little, well, nice contrast, right? Matches the sign perfectly. I encourage you to go through your supplies and use what you have, because that's what I did. I'm trying to use up my supplies because Lord knows I have a lot. Oh, I'm sorry, Catherine. I don't know. Is anybody else getting bumped out of Facebook? Gosh, I am so sorry. Oh, hi, George on YouTube. Happy 4th to you as well. I'm sorry, Catherine. I don't know. Is anybody else having trouble? Okay, so I'm going to put 2 meshes in each hole. So I'm going to put this one here. Okay, I'm going to take off my clip, grab my zip ties. Everyone else is good? Oh, gosh, Catherine, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you might have to restart if you're watching on iPad. I know I watch things on my iPad, and I often have to power it off and restart it because it just buffers. Okay, now my hands aren't that strong, so I'm going to put another zip tie over to add the ribbon tails, okay? If you have good hands or, you know, really big clips that you can do everything at once, you can also do that as well. Everyone else is good. Hi, Pam. Jeffrey. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry, Catherine. I don't know what to say. I always feel bad when people are having trouble with the viewing because we all want to be able to watch it correctly, right? I am so sorry. Okay, so that's that. So now I'm going to put another zip tie right over that same set of holes, and I'm going to put my ribbon tails and my greenery in, okay? So I'm alternating. So this one was brown with the autumn leaves. So I'm going to use my 2.5 inch with my turquoise plaid or diagonal stripe, okay? I'm going to set this just a little kitty catty cornered or whatever, however you guys call it, crisscross it over. I'm going to pop out my divots, which are these inside things here, and just make sure they're even. If not, I'm going to slide that over just a little bit. Okay, so that's how I kind of want it to sit on my wreath. We all know we fiddled with our ribbon tiles hundreds of times, right? I think that's sort of ingrained in us wreath makers. You gotta fiddle with your ribbons. Okay, so I'm going to set that in there. Now, I always like to make sure before I zip that up completely, I want to make sure that they're as even as possible, okay? Because even when I put them in the zip ties, they sometimes get skewed, you know, a little crooked. I'm going to press down on that zip tie, push that head to the back, and I'm going to cut that off. Okay, and fiddle with my ribbon tails. Oh, I'm sorry, Shelby, the ribbon tails are 13 inches. Okay, so then that's the way that looks. Okay, it's nice and full. Now I'm going to do the mesh and the ribbon tails first, and then we're going to go back and add the greenery. Okay, I think it's just easier to do it that way. So let's get this one going. Again, I'm putting the blue on top. I'm just giving it a little roll at the end, and I'm just ruffling it up. It's not exactly a woodland ruffle because I'm not rolling that end like 3-4 times in a perfect circle like a woodland ruffle. I'm just kind of ruffling it all together, okay, to make it kind of a messy ruffle. And also I roll it a bit just to hide those ends, right? Because we want those frayed, the edges inside, because this mesh, as pretty as it is, it frays, right? Value mesh and these thinner meshes, I find anyway, they fray a lot. So we want to just kind of hide those edges and pull that in. Okay, we're going to set that down. You want to make sure that this part of your ruffle is even, like these two edges here and here. Okay, you want to make sure it's coming out the same amount as the other mesh. Okay, then we're going to set our other mesh on top of that. See, it's a little bit thick, right? So it's a little bit harder to grab. Take that clip off. Again, if you have good hands and you can put those ribbon tails in at the same time, you can do that as well. I find it way too hard for me with my hand strength. So I just prefer zip ties are, you know, not even a penny. I'm not even sure what a zip tie costs, but it's not enough for me to fret about. So I do it. I try to make things a little bit easier for myself, but you can do it however you like, which makes it easier for yourself. Okay. So I'm going to go over right that same set of holes. Yes, everyone stay safe in your July 4th celebrations. You know, I was fortunate one year to be in the United States. If you don't know, I'm Canadian. We were in Hawaii on the Big Island one July 4th. And oh my goodness, the celebration was phenomenal. I could not believe the fireworks show was in a caved out volcano. And we went and they had live music and bands playing. It was just awesome. And then the fireworks show was astounding. And then because we were in this little dugout volcano, it was unbelievable. It was the best. Well, it's not like I go to a lot of July 4th celebrations, but it was one of the best celebrations for something like that I've ever been to. It was so much fun. Very impressed. Very impressed. Okay, so we're going to put that set of ribbon tails in. I'm going to get my needle nose pliers. I appreciate all of you coming on because I honestly didn't know if I'd have anybody here today because of the celebration. So I appreciate your time very much. Okay, so we'll make sure those are even. Actually, did I flip those? Oh, brown's supposed to be out. Brown's supposed to be in this way. Okay, got to make sure I do that right. Take my zip tie, push that down to the back, and zip that off. Oh, hi, Ruth. No problem. I'm just getting started. You know me. You know me. I'll be here for a while. There you go. There's another set. Okay, 2 more sets. There's the blue one. There's this two-tone really is pretty. It's such a pretty value mesh. And you know, one time I did a two-tone. I took this value mesh and I laid it on top of another mesh and I fused the two together. And it was really pretty. So if you think you have a thin value mesh or a mesh that you kind of want to get rid of, you don't know what to do with it, if you fuse it on top of another mesh, you can make a really pretty petal, like a Dean Michael, two-tone Dean Michael or something like that. Maybe I should do that one day. Do a two-tone or a fused petal. You'd rather be watching wreath making than the heat. Oh, I bet that Oklahoma heat is hot, hey? Oh, Valerie, this isn't a kit. Actually, the supplies are listed in the description box. Are you on Facebook or YouTube? You're on Facebook, correct? Everything that I am using, that most of it's from Unique in the Creek, except the greenery. However, a lot of this stuff is sold out because, as I was saying earlier, I'm just really trying to use what I have before I start purchasing all the new stuff that's coming in. But I have given you some substitutions in the description box. So if you can't find like a specific ribbon that perhaps is sold out, or the mesh or whatever, I gave you some options that you could use, okay? Just to give you some ideas or inspiration if you are having trouble figuring out what to pair with what, okay? So I hope that helps you. But yes, it's not a kit. Yes, these are pretty colors. And again, I wouldn't have thought of using these colors. Oh, you want me to do that, Deborah? Okay. When I get back from vacation in a few weeks, perhaps I'll try to do that in my August lives here on the page. When I get back, I could do like a flower petal fusing 2 different meshes or using a value mesh on top of a fairly good quality mesh. Makes a very pretty petal. I will put that on my list, Deborah. And since you're always on my lives, and I appreciate that, you can always remind me. You can say, Judy, you said that you're going to do this one day and you still haven't done it. Because sadly, my memory isn't as good as it used to be. But I will try to make a note of that, okay? Show you how to fuse 2 meshes together using a wood burning tool. And I'm pretty sure Michelle, I don't know if Lori has, but I'm pretty sure Michelle has a video on that. But I can definitely show you again. It's not my, it's not an idea that I came up with. I've just seen people do it, and I've just done it with different meshes that they've done. Okay. I don't claim to be reinventing the wheel. That's for sure. I just try to come up with, you know, different maybe color designs or things like that. But we all get inspiration from each other, right? You're going to remind me, thank you. We all get inspirations from each other. That's what this wreathing community is all about. I kind of wonder if there's really any, you know, original ideas that much anymore, because everything's been done so beautifully. You think, what else could come up with anything? But, you know, people do it. There's a lot of creative minds that come up with very cool ideas. I'm kind of a basic wreather. Okay, here we go. So that's all the mesh. See how pretty that is? The two-tone, because it's thinner, it's still, you can see the blue, but it's just, it's pretty. I think it's really pretty. Okay, so now we have, no, I lost a set of ribbon tails. It's on the floor. Okay, so we have 2 more sets of tails to put in. Then we'll put our greenery and stuff in, okay? And make a bow. We have to make a bow. And I'm probably not going to use the same ribbons as in the tails. I'm going to do something a little different with the bow. I'm going to do different ribbons, I think, because I've got a few different turquoise and a tricolor ribbon I think would be really pretty, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so again, we're going to just sort of do this a little sideways. Hi, Tom. Hi, Nancy. Thank you, Joanne. Hopefully someone will like the colors. It's pretty slow. So my wreath inventory is getting pretty big. That's okay. It'll pick up in the fall. Don't ever worry. It always picks up in the fall. Again, I'll probably have to fiddle with these a bit more once we get our greenery on. Sometimes they lay a little bit differently, right? When you stuff it full of goodies. So I do have my bucket of magic at the side of me here on the floor. I've got a whole bunch of cool things in there. I'm going to put things in the bow today. And well, I usually do, but I think I'm going to put some more sticky outy things, I think. Let's see here. Brown is first. There we go. Needle nose pliers. The zip tie gun, which is a great little invention. Oh, and if you don't know, on the Unique in the Creek page, Lori has her list of favorite tools. There's now on the website. So if you're curious as to some of the tools she uses, which are some of the tools that I use, because I obviously, you know, got it off of her watching her videos. This zip tie gun is one of them, and it's a great little tool. If you use a lot of zip ties and your hands aren't as strong as you like them to be, it's a great tool. I love it. But I have bad arthritis in my hands, so it makes it a little bit, you know, it's a good tool to have. Even if you don't have arthritis, really, it helps. Okay. Let's see here. So let's get this laying a little bit flatter here. Okay. All right. So that's how it's looking so far. Oops, wrong way. This way. What do you think? We do love the sticky outy things, hey, Deborah? Oh, thank you, everyone. The colors are pretty. Okay, so now these are some picks I took apart, or a bush I took apart. Again, I'm not sure where I got this. I did have a couple orders in the States that I had my sister, she was coming to Canada and she brought them for me because shipping from the US to Canada is not a feasible option. We can't do it. Costs way too much money. Shipping, exchange, duties, taxes, $10 stem would probably cost me $25, $30 in the long run because the exchange is there as well, right? It's the shipping and duties, all that stuff. So I didn't get this sent to me. I got it sent to my sister, but again, I can't remember where I got it. But I cut down this bush of autumn leaves, and I thought that looks really pretty there. So I put that there. This bush came from Michael's. Let's see, Ashland. Okay, it's a deluxe blue tip eucalyptus. This comes in yellow, purple, I think a white or a cream, this blue, and I'm not sure what else, but I bought them in all the colors. They're fairly reasonable. They are $5.99 Canadian. That's pretty good for a bush. Here, I wouldn't have paid $5.99 because I like to get it at least 50% off. So $3. $3. I mean, that's pretty good for us in here in Canada. These little things are really pretty, so I have that. Oh, do you have tremors, Nancy? Oh, I'm so sorry. But yes, the zip tie gun would help, right? It does help. And then again, I've got these awesome crinkly leaves. These are also, let's see, both Ashland. They were both $12.99. One's a red maple leaf. One's an orange red beech leaf. Maple leaf. Okay, Canada, maple leaf. And I got those at Ashland or at Michael's, so that would be $6.50 a bush. Now, I have these. I'm not using these in the ribbon tails. I think I'm going to use this. Sorry for the noise. I think I'm going to use this maybe in the bow. We haven't quite decided, but they're the little pom-poms that Unique in the Creek sells. They sell them in red, aqua blue, lime green. What other colors? I can't remember, but I have several different colors in this, and it's a pom-pom spray. I have the item number listed down below, but if you're curious, it's F as in Frank, H799203. FH799203, okay? Again, listed in the description box, though, if you are interested. But again, Unique in the Creek sells these. They have them in several colors. So you can go check this or any of the other colors out. And then I have pumpkins. Now, we all know pumpkins are quintessential fall. We always think about pumpkins when we're thinking about fall. At least I do anyway. So I have a couple different kinds of pumpkins in my bucket of magic here. My bucket of magic has many, many, many different things. Okay. So we're going to decide as we go along what kind of pumpkins we're going to use. But I am going to use these leaves, these two sprays, the blue and the leaves. Okay. I'm going to use the pom-poms, but probably in the bow. And then pumpkins. After we're done, we're going to sort through the pumpkins and decide where or if we want the pumpkins. Some pumpkins are these velvet. Oh, I love these velvety pumpkins. Aren't they pretty? Velvet pumpkins. And then I have these ones. Well, I know these came from Michael's. A pumpkin spray. These were $6.99. And it looks like I had 3 pumpkins on it. Okay. Looks like I used one. Or maybe it was this one. I'm not sure. But they're like the hard, like styrofoam, I think. So we have those. And then I have some more, couple little lighter velvet pumpkins. Okay, so that's our pumpkin stash. So that's going to be for later. And then I'm a berry person. I like berries. We may see if we want to add these to anything. Again, when I design, I typically start with a sign or something that my focal point is, whether it's a sign or wreath attachment, something like that. And then I go walk around my boxes of supplies and I look and see what I may want to use. And I have a bucket. I call my bucket of magic. I'll go in and I'll throw things and into that bucket of magic. And then when I design, everything that's in that color wheel or that I want to use in my design is already in my bucket, and I can just pull from there and get inspiration from there. Okay. The one thing that I think I will use in my bow though is this beautiful aqua spray. This is from Unique in the Creek. This is one of her sprays, you know, the infamous 60919. This is not the number. It's called FH804947. Okay. Lori has these in several colors. She is sold out of some colors. I'm not sure if she still has this aqua one, but I think we're going to try to put that in the bow somewhere for more sticky outy things, or, you know, we'll see. It might be too much, but again, I have it in my bucket. Also, I just want to mention, I did pull this fake jute farmhouse stripe mesh. If you don't have the turquoise or the two-tone, I think this one would look really pretty because it's got the cream stripe through it and the brown, which will match this part of the sign. So again, if you don't have what I have, just go around and see what other colors you might possibly have. Like if you have a cream color or an off rust color or brown, all of those colors will look really pretty in this wreath. Okay. And then if you use the darker mesh, like the brown mesh, then you can accent it more with brighter colors if you wanted. So many different ways you can design. Okay. So let's get started doing that. Okay. I'm just trying to, okay. Just trying to get organized here. Okay. So these blue stems, I cut them at the base. Well, I won't because it'll be too long, but you can cut them and then cut them off as you go. I'd rather cut too long than not enough. Okay. So they're just like little eucalyptus sprays. And when I cut them, I don't want them, or when I use them, I don't want them like flat. Me personally, nothing against flat. Okay. But I don't want it flat. I like it to stick out a little bit like this. I like to make it airier. So I'll just take my pick. I'll just kind of bend it a little bit, you know, like sort of pull the edges out a little bit and bend this. These picks are actually really good. They have a really good stem on it. So you can bend them, okay? So just kind of give them a little bit of life when you're going around. I think I only need actually 2 of those. And then these ones here, kind of the same way, but they don't, they're not as airy. Like they're a little bit bigger, right? They're a bigger eucalyptus spray. I think this is eucalyptus. I'm actually not sure, to be honest, because I don't have the little sticky item on it anymore. But I think they're very similar looking leaves, right? They're just bigger. These ones are just a little bit bigger, but aren't they pretty? Look. Oh, hi, Tammy. Happy 4th. Isn't that pretty? Okay. So let's see. We have a blue one here. So this one is the orange with these leaves. Now, these leaves, again, were at Michael's. I'm going to cut this off. Let's see. They actually come in different stalks. So you can do, this one's bigger leaves. You can do the bigger leaves or you can do the smaller leaves. I'm just going to add the red next to, do I have my glue gun on? Yes, I do. Perfect. I'm going to glue it in. Okay. Let me just grab my glue gun, folks. Silicone pad. I'm going to give you a little hint. I have a used mat behind me that I use when I use a lot of glue. Because I ruined it because I put my glue pot on there and it warped the top. So now it's not flat. However, I'm not going to drag it out today to use it, but I do have this silicone mat that I did get at Lori's when she had the smaller version. She does have a bigger version now, which is great because you can put it under your wreath where you're gluing in case it drips through. You don't want to ruin your mat, okay? So it's just something to think about. Just be careful of the glue drips on your healing mat because you don't want to ruin it because they're not cheap. Oh, thank you, Tammy. Yes, I based it off this sign. Isn't it pretty? Okay, so we're going to glue these in. Now, I'm going to try to glue it in to the mesh, okay? Because then we know it won't fall out. So you glue it into the mesh. Okay, I'm going to hold it there for just a second. If you use pipe cleaners instead of zip ties, you could take the pipe cleaners, and which I did actually over here. I tried to do, I wasn't sure if I was going to do pipe cleaners or zip ties. I'm a zip tie gal. I've tried pipe cleaners, and on occasion I will use them, but I usually always end up going back over and taking the pipe cleaners out and putting zip ties in because I just find it more secure. But a lot of people prefer pipe cleaners. So you just do whatever's comfortable for you. Okay, whatever's best for you. There's no one way's better or one way's worse than the other. Okay. So again, I'm just going to put this in the mesh. I'm going to put that sort of behind this pick just to add some color. And then I'm going to add this longer pick in there as well. Okay, the crinkly leaves. Gotta love the crinkly leaves. That way, you know, in the fall, when the wind is up a little bit and the door's moving, you can hear the sounds of leaves. You don't think it's real. I'm just kidding. You probably can, but I just love crinkle leaves. I just like the crinkly sound. Okay, so the next one, we're going to do a blue pick. Oopsie. Which is, oh, sorry, my glue gun. You know what? I hate this glue gun. I know I say it every line, but it just keeps on ticking. So I'm just going to keep on using it. Okay, so this one here, this blue one, I think we're going to cut that off just a little bit more. You don't need it very long at all. Okay, we're going to, oh, hang on. Oh, maybe it busted finally. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. I'm going to put this in over top the ribbons, okay, into the mesh. Okay, and I like to make it up a little bit. I don't want it flat. I know, Ruth, that zip, like I've tried the pipe cleaners so many times, and my hand strength, they just get floppy and they fall out. And however, I will do zip ties like on this. So say I did it on this. I would do the mesh and the ribbon tails and everything with zip ties. And if you wanted to, you could go through the top or through those same holes with a pipe cleaner. And then you can put your attachments and pipe cleaner them in if you prefer not to use glue. Because some people don't like glue, right? They don't like using glue. So this one here uses these smaller autumn leaves, okay? So let's cut this apart here. I actually haven't been to the stores yet. I don't know. Is fall out in Michael's? We don't have Hobby Lobby here. I've heard that Hobby Lobby has their Christmas and everything out. I don't know. I've never been to one, sadly. I heard, though, too, that Hobby Lobby is going to change more to home decor as opposed to crafting supplies. I think that's a bloody shame. If I can't get there before they take out all those crafting supplies, I'm going to be very, very sad. But that's the rumor I heard. I don't know. I just think that's kind of a mistake because honestly, they must make a killing on craft supplies. I mean, everybody buys their stuff at Hobby Lobby. All my American friends, where'd you get that, Hobby Lobby? Well, where did you get that, Hobby Lobby? So anyway, it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. Okay, so this one is orange leaves. I mean, sorry, orange, well, yeah, they're leaves. They're eucalyptus leaves. Okay, into the mesh. Just hold that down just a smidge. Oh, Joanne, have you been in Michael's? Oh, okay. Yeah, you know, like I said, I'm really trying to use up my supplies. I mean, sometimes I'll have to go in because I have a certain flower or something. I don't have that color. So I will pop in. Try not to go anymore because it just, you know, there's so much to buy. Okay, so here, again, I'm going to cut that off. And I'm going to put that there. And I think I'm going to put... Okay, you know what? If I had time, I would steam these leaves because they're a little bit crooked. You know what? I might even show you how to do that. I won't do it right away because I have to wait for this to heat up. But you know what? Let's do that. Do you guys have time to watch me do that? Yay, nay. Sorry, I'm trying to plug it in. This is where you talk amongst yourselves, friends. Because for some reason, there we go. Oh, dear Lord. Okay. Sorry, did I accidentally unplug y'all? Are you still here? Oh, they are, Jeffrey, hey? Okay, I think I'm still here, right? Yeah, Deborah, I heard home decor. Okay, let's see. Where was I? I got a low discombobulated there. Okay, we're going to do some leaf steaming as soon as I can get this steamer to work. Okay. In the meantime, let's go put our blue ones in here before we do the leaves. How much would you... Oh, okay. Yeah, Tanya, I'm gonna steam some leaves. Thank you. You're still here. Perfect. I thought I accidentally unplugged y'all. I always have to calculate it out, but you know, my Wreath standard, they're usually about 124 to 125, and it depends on how much greenery I put in it. Because here, the greenery is the most expensive part. Well, everything's expensive in Canada. If you pay $5 for something in the States, it's going to cost me 15 if I bought that exact same product. If I shipped it from the States, it would even be more, but it's a lot more. Well, maybe it's not 15, but it depends what it is, right? Oh, can you see the steam? Woo, that's a steaming. Okay, so if you have leaves that are a little like wonky like this, like, you know, like the leaves are bent, but you want to straighten them out, you take your steamer. Am I in view? And then you just take your steamer and run it across whatever you know what? This is also good if you have ribbon. Say you had ribbon and you made a bow and you didn't like it. But you know, when you make a bow or tails, it gets crinkled and you can't uncrinkle that ribbon. And so unless you use the exact same loops that you use that bow on or something, the wrinkles are there. This works great for ribbon as well. Okay, so now if you look at the leaf, they're both flat. Sorry, I think I was out of view. I'll do it again for you. So this one here, can you guys see okay? This one here is crooked, okay? The leaf is bent. Although in real life, the leaves are bent too, but you know, I prefer to have them straight on my wreath. So here we go. You just take your steamer, see, it's done. It doesn't take long at all. And then your corners, see? Did you guys see that? Oh, perfect. You were able to see that, eh? Because I'm thinking maybe I should steam a couple of these that are already on here. But I think they're looking I think they look okay. I might steam this one a little bit. So yeah, it's very easy to just steam your leaves, and then you don't have to really worry, about that. These ones here don't really need steaming, I don't think. I think these ones are pretty good. But any florals that you want perked up, leaves, floral stems, anything, you just run it across the steamer, and it just makes it a lot prettier. Okay, so this one here has to have this leaf, or doesn't have to, but I put this leaf with this color. Okay, so that's got to go there. This has got to go here. And I think I'm going to put one more. These ones are so big. Not sure. Let's just steam this stem right here. Sorry, you guys probably don't really want to sit here all day, but for those of you who don't need how to do that, it's a great little tip. Yeah, and Pam, I think you can probably even buy smaller ones now that are a little bit easier to hold. This one is it's for clothes, right? Obviously. So it's a little bit heavier. I think they make minier. I think they make smaller steamers as well that are better for travel or something that would work. Okay, but yeah, that's it. See? Makes the leaves look better. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shelby. I appreciate all of you hanging out today. I am a talker. If you're new to me, I'm just a fair warning. And if you're not new to me, you already know that I am definitely a talker. Okay, so let's see here. When you were a kid and on your report card, the teachers would always say, she's such a pleasant girl. Her marks are good, but she talks too much. Yeah, that was me. I always had that on my report card. Okay, let's turn that steamer off because I think we're done with that. Okay, we're going to, again, put our leaves into the mesh. And if you're using pipe cleaners, just tie it around. Okay. I think I need some red leaves in here. I think we'll use these. No, we'll use these two orange ones right here. Right in here. So how many people are here that don't live in the United States? Oh, thank you, Joanne. I'm Canadian, which you all probably know. Anybody else from out of country? It's always interesting to see how far we reach. I know a lot of people are busy today, but replays are always available, which are always appreciated when you watch replays as well. If you don't mind, perhaps sprinkling this video so other people can discover Unique in the Creek products, which are awesome. Okay, friends, this is what we have so far. How does that look? You like that? There, that's straight. When I look in the camera, I always have trouble figuring out left or right because it's backwards, right? I mean, it's, Pam, I hate to sound ignorant. Is that Minnesota, MS? Minnesota? Thank you. Okay, we're going to make a bow. And you know, I wasn't thinking because I probably didn't have to do one of these sections because one of these two sections, because that's where my bow is going to go. But that's okay. It's not a problem. So let's do our bow. Geez, I'm already been on an hour and I haven't even done anything. Okay, let's get moving here. Alrighty. Easy bow maker. Okay. This is the bigger one. Lori has the Easy Bow Stow and Go. If you're looking for a bow maker, it's an awesome tool to have. Thank you, everyone. Oh, Mississippi. Oh, I apologize, Carolyn. Thank you, Margaret. Okay, so for the bow, I'm going to use 2-inch, or not 2-inch. I'm not using any 2.5. I'm using all 1.5 inch. Okay, again, trying to use up what I have. I have this ribbon. Let's see if it's going to look okay. I think that'll look okay in the bow. It's got the turquoise, and I think I put this into the description box, but I don't have the SKU on hand. Okay, but I think I'm going to use this somewhere. Same with this one. I'm using it up. It's a the tri ribbon. It's really pretty. Again, I'm going to use this up so I can get rid of some stuff, which is always good. And then I'm going to use this ribbon, I think. And let me think. See, I think there's enough, personally, I think there's enough blue in here. Because I say that, because I'm going to put blue pom-poms or blue florals or something in the bow. So I think I'm going to do for the bow. Can you see this bow maker okay there? I'm going to use more of the browns, okay? So I don't think I'm going to use any blue ribbons or anything. I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to do these 3 ribbons. I'm going to do, or no, I'm sorry, 4 ribbons. I'm going to do this ribbon, these 2 that were off the spool that I have no more of, and the autumn ribbon, which I think I'm going to put on top. Okay. Let me see what I have here. Which ribbon is longer? That's the thing when you don't know how much ribbon you have to make anything. Okay. This is longer, so we're going to use this one first. This is the, okay, there we go. We're going to make, I think I might want to cascade it down a little bit. I'm going to see if I have enough to make a little bit longer tail. Let me see what I have here. Let's do 6 inches. Okay, to use up this ribbon, I'm going to do 2 loops on one side and 1 loop on the other side. Okay. Maybe we'll do that kind of bow. You can always mix and match your bow style too. You can do 3 loops, 2 loops, 1 loop on each side, 2 loops on each side, 1 and 1 loop. It all washes out really nice. Like it all works out in the end because your loops, you put the loops where you want them to go. Sorry, I have glue on my finger and it keeps sticking. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, so we're going to do, this is an up tail. This is a down tail. Okay. There. I think this one's a little bit longer. Let's fix that up. Okay. There we go. Okay. Obviously that up tail is a little bit too long. And had I, you know what? Hang on, folks. I'm going to try something different here. Now that I know I have a bit more, I'm going to make that a little bit longer. And that's okay. Those creases will be hidden with everything else that's going on here. Or again, I can get my steamer out and steam out the wrinkles. If it really bothered you, you could do that as well. Okay, hang on a second. Oh, 6. So for July 4th is a Thursday. I bet you a lot of people will take tomorrow off, eh? It's making an extra long weekend, I would think. Tomorrow is my husband's birthday. He is off. He is off work tomorrow. He's on vacation for 2 weeks, but we will be busy packing and, you know, getting everything ready. I like to clean the house and everything before I leave. Plus, my best friend's coming over to stay because we have our little dog, Coco. We are fortunate that she comes and stays here so we don't have to board our little girl, Coco. Okay, so since we're going to do the 3 loop bows, I guess. We'll do 1 on each side and then 2 on the opposite side. So whatever side you started on, you do the opposite. So this one will have 1 loop here, and this one will have the 2 loops here. That makes sense. Okay. Can you see that? Does that make sense? I know there's a name for this bow. Does anyone know what it is? I don't know what it is. And oh, I don't have much of this ribbon left either. Geez, I'm using lots of ribbon, so that's good. I know the rule. People say, oh, if you use, oh, look at this, it's spliced, but that's okay. We're not even going to see that. You know, they say if you use a ribbon roll, you can buy 2 more. I'm not doing that. I got to get rid of so much ribbon. Oh, thank you, Joanne. Yes, long weekend. Yeah, that's always nice, right? If you can do that and your job permits, you know, some people like essential services, they probably can't do that. But it's nice if you can. Okay, so we're going to do 2 loops on this side, 1 loop on this side. And I'm just doing a little bit shorter each time, okay? A little bit shorter. Oh, Mr. Baker, I will tell him. Thank you. Oh, no, this goes, wait a second. This goes here. This goes here. Sorry about that. Got my loops mixed up. Okay, there we go. Now for the last ribbon, I'm going to use this one. It's got the blue and brown. Now, this is all personal preference. Some people would never do so many patterns in a ribbon. But personally, for me, I like mix matched patterns. I'm not a have to have a solid with a pattern. I just mix up the color palettes that are in everything else, and I'm okay with that. If this bothers you, because some people don't like it. Some people don't like all the mix match. They want things to be different, like, you know, solid here, solid print, something like that. I mix match my stuff all the time. And like I said, some people don't like that. Oh, look, I've got a little bit of ribbon. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add it as an uptail. Just an extra tail. I'm just going to stick it in the middle and uptail them like that. Okay. And then we can have extra tails. They will be cut shorter. Don't worry, my friends. It will be cut shorter. Okay. And then that's it. Okay. Hang on a second. You know what? I think I might. Oh, look, my friends. Look, I have this velvet. Okay. I'm just going to try this velvet. Okay. Hang on a second. I keep tripping over my steamer cord. Let's get that unplugged. Let me just see what this looks like. Oh, I think that'll be pretty. What do you guys think? What do you think of this beautiful 7/8 turquoise velvet backed ribbon? I'm going to try it. I'm going to put it in. I'm just going to do a small little loop with it. A center loop. That's all I'm going to do with the tail. I think it'll look pretty. What do you think? This 7/8 velvet, if you see it, grab it because it's so pretty. Oopsie. Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to look very pretty. I forgot I had it. So there's my solid. If anybody says, shouldn't use any solids. There's my solid ribbon. Oh my goodness. Okay, folks. Get yourself a zip tie or a pipe cleaner, whatever you like to use. I will pull it underneath. Make sure you grab all your ribbons because I have sometimes inadvertently not gotten the last ribbon base and then it doesn't pull up right because obviously everything's not included. So let's pull this up a little bit. Try to figure out where I'm going to put my loops ahead of time. So when I go to fluff it up, it's not as hard. Again, I'm new at, I do bows, but I'm not a fast bow maker. So I have to think about what I'm doing here. Okay. Then I'm going to get a zip tie. Just going to use a burlap zip ties. And I'm going to make, or not zip ties, I'm sorry, pipe cleaners, and I'm going to make them longer. So what you do is you take 2 pipe cleaners. If you're not familiar, you make an X, and then you just twist each end around the other pipe cleaner. Just be careful because this pokes, that last wire, it gets quite sharp. I have poked myself quite a few times with that. Okay, so then you have a pipe cleaner that's a little bit longer. I probably may not need it, but I don't like to struggle when I'm putting my bow in. I don't like to struggle with that. Okay, so let's pull this off of my bow maker. Okay, this way. So push down in the center. I'm going to grab my zip tie and I'm going to zip it up. You're going to want to keep that stack, okay, the best you can. Then you're going to take your pipe cleaner. You're going to push down on your bow. Get that pipe cleaner in the center. And then zip that up a little bit. Tighten it up a bit. Let's get rid of this bow maker. And then you're going to fix your loops, pull your tails down. And then once we get everything more situated where we want it, we will tighten up that zip tie and cut it off. Okay. Let's see where we're at here. Oh, Paula, that's so kind. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We just try to do, give you all ideas on how to do things. People won't have the same supplies. We all get that. But you get an idea of, if you want to use things up, it's always good. These bows too are good because you can, use, like I said, I don't often use two loops on one side and one loop, but it just so happened I wanted to use up that ribbon. Might as well use it, right? Extra tails, might as well use it. I'd rather use it than lose it, than just throw it out. It's hard throwing out ribbon, right? Okay, so let me see if I can get in view here. Sorry, I was off camera there. So you just try to twist your loops. Okay. Twist them with your hands. Make sure you get the base of those ribbon tails or those loops and puff them out. Get those divots out. Okay, run your fingers through the tails like that. It gives it a little bit more oomph. See, it curls it a bit. Oh, this velvet ribbon is so pretty. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. I like all velvet ribbon. And it's very popular, of course, in the winter Christmas season, but you don't, it doesn't have to be just Christmas. You don't have to use it just for Christmas. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Kind of like that. And of course, it'll look much better when it's on the wreath and the ribbon tails are cut. Okay, let's bring this puppy over here. Now, where's the top of my wreath? Right here. So I'm going to put, I typically put my bow one over from the center. And I'm going to go right through the mesh. I'll show you later where I put it in case you're wondering where I put my pipe cleaners. As soon as I can get them in here. The sign and the pipe cleaners are always the hardest things to get on. That's why I put the sign on already, because, you know, I'm trying to see if I can shorten my videos, but dang, I just keep talking and talking and they don't ever get shorter. Okay, let's see where we are here. Where are my long tails? Deborah, I do. Oh, thank you, Charlotte. Joanne, thank you, Paula. Yes, I love that embossed ribbon. I used the embossed ribbon in a design. When was that? Was that last week? This week? I can't even remember. But yes, I love that embossed ribbon. I think it's beautiful. But I didn't get every color. And I'm kicking myself now because, of course, it's sold out now. And you can't get a lot of them. But yes, I loved the embossed ribbon. I have orange, purple. What did I get? Orange, purple, lime green. And dang, I think that might have been it. But yeah, regret it. Okay, kind of like that. Let me secure this down here. Then we'll cut our tails and see what we have, okay? Oh, thank you, Ruth. I like chatting, you know. I like chatty lives. I will watch lives, of course, where everyone has their different, styles. But if people are talking in the chat, I like that. I enjoy that. I like meeting new friends. Okay. The 7/8 I typically don't cut in a dovetail. I usually cut them just slanted. And when I do my tails and my bows, I will cut them. And then I sometimes will have to go back and cut them again because where I've situated the bows or whatever, the tails are too long. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with cutting them again, which is why I cut my tails so long, because I've made the mistake of not having enough and regretting it in my design, because you can't add, right? You can't add ribbon tails to the length of your tail. So it's always good for me to have a bit too much. When I first started watching wreath makers, they would cut their ribbons off and I go, oh my God, they're wasting so much ribbon. But I do the same thing, my friends. I do the same thing because you just never know where you want the tails to land, right? These scissors also are my ribbon scissors. I get them at Unique in the Creek. They're very sharp. Ask me how I know. But they're great. And I only use these as ribbon scissors. Like I don't use these ribbons for anything else, or these scissors for anything other than ribbon. And it's easy because they're blue handled. So I know my blue handled scissors are ribbon only. They're really good scissors though. I love them. So let's see. I've got some long tails here. Let me see what I want to do with that. See, good ribbons, you can just, run your hands through it like that and they curl. This one, as much as I love this tri ribbon, it's not as nice as this ribbon, like this type of ribbon. Okay, and I don't usually curl my ribbons, like curl them up. I'm just going to cut this off right about there. I'm going to cut this off right about. I always have to think of which way I have to cut there. There. Okay. That's what we have. Here, I'm going to lift you up just for a second so you can kind of see. Oops, crooked. Oh, crooked. Can you see? Oh, Margaret, yes, I cut myself. I like the brown. It reminds me of Heather. Like this brown ribbon? You mean this brown ribbon, Deborah? How's that look? Do you likey? I think it's pretty. Let's go back down. Okay, friends. Here's where the fun begins, because I always like to get you guys involved. I always like to ask you, hey, do you like this? Do you like that? Because it's always good to get opinions. Okay, we all have different opinions, and sometimes, you put something out there and somebody suggests something. You go, wow, I never thought of that. Okay, so this is pretty full. You could absolutely stop right here. You would not have to add or touch up anything else. You could totally just stop here if you wanted to. Okay, there's nothing wrong with this wreath as it is. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. But there's always a but with me. I could add more blue in the bow, because I didn't add any blue really except for this center. Or I could add pom-poms. Or I could add pieces of this 60919, which I think I'm going to do, or similar 60919. Sorry, it's not the official 60919. If you know, you know, right? I think I might do that because I do want something coming out of the bow. So let's see. Let's split this apart. There's glitter embossed ribbon. Oh my goodness, Deborah, are you serious? I haven't heard about that. Oh, that would be so pretty, wouldn't it? Yikes. Ooh, I wonder if Lori is going to get some. I hope she does. If not, I'll have to live vicariously through you all. Where are my ribbon? Oh, there we go. Wow, glitter embossed. That would be beautiful. I have not seen or heard anything about that, but I got to keep an eye out now for it. No pom-pom. Yeah, I've decided no pom-pom. I'm going to leave it just with greens and florals, I think. I'm just going to stick some in the bow. I might even cut these down even more because they are pretty big. Sometimes you don't need them all that big, right? These twiggy things I'm going to take out. I use these. I like these twiggy things. I use them quite a bit. If I don't use them on my, on the wreath that it comes in, I keep all these because I like them if I make grapevines or, you know, other woodsy type wreaths, it's always cool to have these. So I never throw those away. I always keep them. Okay, so let's see here. When you get your picks, make sure you fluff them out, okay? Don't leave them like closed, okay? You want them fluffy, okay? Oh, hi, Dean. How are you? I haven't seen you for a while. Hope you've been well. I'm just going to stick them in there just to see what they look like, okay? We may be cutting them apart even more or putting them in different spots. Happy 4th to you, Dean. Thanks for popping in. And I always like to put something at the bottom of my bow because I like it to drape down. That's just me. You don't have to do that at all, but I do like the drapey look. I think it's pretty. Now, when you tear these apart, some of them are kind of flimsy stems, right? You can either do two things. You can zip tie them together. You could just bend the ends like this so they don't come apart. You just squish them together with your needle nose. And so they're a little bit more sturdy, right? A little bit more sturdy. Okay, I think I might glue these in here. Just let me find a spot for this big one right here. Let me see what that looks like. Sorry, I just have to hang it up for a second. I have to step back because I need to see what it looks like. And I will bring you guys up with me. I wish I had a closer wall or something that you could see that. Can you see that okay, my friends? Let me just step away for a second. Oh yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty. I think I might try to spread that out just a little bit. So it comes out more, you know, so it looks like it surrounds the bow, if that makes sense. What do y'all think? Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Well, let's glue it in. Let's bake it permanent. Okay, bring it back down. There we go. Okay, so this big one here, I'm gonna just bend it just a tad. Let me get this bow secured. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Oh, thank you, Rachel. That's very kind. You guys are all very kind. I love all the friends I've met through Unique in the Creek. Honestly, it's like friends that, you know, friends that you've never met. No, it's not a kit, Sarah. I just went through my stash and trying to use things up. So I took the sign that I bought at Unique in the Creek. And then I just wandered around and looked to see what I could use to make it a wreath. So sorry, it is not a kit. Lori is coming out with new kits every week, though. They release on Wednesdays. If you guys are interested in her kits, that's usually when she brings them out. So make sure you have notifications on and you follow and like Unique in the Creek page, because that way you'll get notifications when she's putting things up. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this underneath my bow. Okay. Oh, thank you, Amy, Mary, Sarah, everybody. Dean, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Now I put a fair amount of glue on it. Oh, see, I got it on my leaf. That's okay. It'll dry, and then I can peel it off. If you ever get any glue drips on a ribbon or something, don't try to rub it off for two reasons. You'll burn your finger. The other reason is you won't get it off. It'll just smear it. But if you wait till it dries, you'll probably, oopsie, oh, that wasn't even glued in. Dang, folks, I forgot to glue that in. So let's just do that too then. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, if you let it dry off the ribbon, it'll come right off. So don't try to rub it off because it'll just get all smeary. Oh, Nancy, yes. It was the home wreath, right? The everyday home wreath. Yes, that wreath. Lori did put out a new wreath yesterday. Thank you, Nancy, for reminding me. It's the home wreath. It's a beautiful kit. Now, when you get these picks, see, I'm kind of pulling the, it's quite a big stem, so I'm just kind of pulling up. I'm kind of pulling up some of the greens up through those ribbon tails. So it looks like it's coming out of the bowl. I'll show you a little bit more once I get all this other stuff glued in. But I think it makes it look, you know, prettier if it's not just clumped in there. Okay, just get some glue on here. I'm going to put this right in here. Oh, this is turning out really pretty. These little dainty flowers from this pick, I just love them. Okay, lift this up. Ooh, almost got caught. One thing I do when I put things in my wreaths at the end of, after a live or even when I'm just doing them on my own, I always go through, double check the glue and pull on my little picks because sometimes I forget, just like that, that leaf pick I forgot to do there. You got to pull on it. Okay. I don't ship my wreaths. So see this one here, I think is a little bit loose. So I'm going to have to put more glue in there because you don't want them to fall out when your customer gets home and it falls out. Right. So you just want to go in, make sure, give it a shot of glue. If it ends up on the board, it's not a big deal. It's plastic. I'm going to go underneath my sign too and just give it a double shot of glue there. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. Again, if you're interested in any of these supplies, they are listed in the description box below. Oh, sorry, Dean. Yes, it's on the ring board. Yep, here it is. I'll show you the back. I'll refluff everything. That's fine. This is the top of the board. I used, this is the top of the board. I used these two holes for a hanger. And then I put my bow here. Okay. I went every other, Dean, every other outside two holes. This is my sign. This is my sign. So every other, okay. I promise I'm going to use a different board one day. I just love the ring board. Every week I go, oh, I'm going to do a different design. And then I always just lean towards the ring board. Okay, I think that's pretty. Now I have a few of these extra flowers that came out. I think I'm going to use them because, well, A, why not? Why not use them? Okay, so when you have a pick like this, I'm going to take this one wire and just wrap it around, or you can use floral tape. You can use floral tape. That's not a problem either. But you see, but now, see, they're all together. Okay, they're all together. You can take your needle nose pliers just to tighten that bottom up, and then I'm going to cut that stem off. Okay, so these were all single, right? They were all single flowers, and now you have a pick. And I'm just going to add it in here because I'm just going to put it around the bowl. Again, I don't want, one or two pieces of something hanging around, like just like the mesh or the ribbon. I don't really want to. I mean, I do have mesh left over from here, but I really try to use, that's why I use so much mesh. I really try to use up the whole roll of whatever I'm using. Not ribbon, of course. Ribbon, I never use a full roll of ribbon, but if I have like just little leftover ribbon like I had here, I just put it in as tails, right? Because there's no point keeping like 14 inches of ribbon of one ribbon unless I have another row of it, because I will never use it. It'll just sit there and take up space, right? And I'm trying to clear up space. I'm not trying to, add things in. However, I do have this little thing. I'm not sure where I put it. I think I might just put it down in here. Yeah. Again, I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to wrap it around itself. Are we over the top? You think so? I don't know. I don't use like some of those designers that do those humongous wreaths with huge embellishments. Well, first of all, I don't do them because the cost of the embellishments for me to get, I could never sell a wreath for $400, right? I could never sell that. But when I go on Etsy, oops, I got some glue. When I go on Etsy, I see people sell wreaths. Oh, I got glue on my finger. Oh, and I got glue on that ribbon, but I'm not going to rub it. And I go, oh my God, that is beautiful, but also very expensive. But you know what? People buy them. Some of those designers are just crazy, but we also, Unique in the Creek, you can see that you can do what looks like an over-the-top design. And thank you very much, Kathy, for mentioning that, because this wreath, I mean, even though there is a fair amount in it, it's very full. It looks very, well designed, and you can do it as expensive or inexpensively as you can. And if you use Unique in the Creek products and the Unique in the Creek board, you can create any design. Okay, you can make them as simple or as fancy as you want. And I think that's great because we all have options, right? Okay, friends, I'm going to hang this up. I'm going to pull you up. So if you get dizzy, just, close your eyes just for a second. I'm going to see if I can angle you up so you can see. Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm going to step back for a second just to see what that looks like. Okay, that looks pretty good, except for, I think this is a bit too high. Let's see if we can fix that. Move that over so it's not so sticky outy. I like sticky outy, but that was a bit too high there, I think. And so you see what I mean when I say that I like it draping. I like to have things under the bow and drapes underneath the ribbon, because I think it adds a little bit something. Plus, I typically don't use the inside row, and I don't usually put ribbon tails on there. But if that bothered you, you could put ribbon tails on your inside mesh, like you could put inside mesh in as well and put tails on those. I don't often do that. I have done that, but I don't often do that. What do y'all think? Oh, I think it looks pretty. I think it turned out pretty. And I have a whole bucket of magic still on the floor that, you know, would probably make another wreath. Okay. Again, so the supplies are listed in the description box below. And if you would please consider if shopping at Unique in the Creek, I'd appreciate it if you would use my I was going to stand up, but I don't think you can see me. I'd appreciate it if you could use my affiliate link, which is also just in the description box below. Gives me a little something, something. And I would appreciate that if you would consider doing that. Again, follow and like Unique in the Creek. Do you have any questions? Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your kind words. You're all so gracious. I appreciate it. I appreciate you spending your July 4th with me. And if you are American, I hope you have a barbecue with some good food with family and friends, or a quiet day. Nothing wrong with that either. You're very welcome, Joanne. Thank you, everyone. Jeffrey, Sandy, Stacy, Deborah, Mary, Audrey, Pam. Oh my goodness, Dean, Kelly, Liz. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I probably did. I apologize, Kathy. If I did miss your name, I am so sorry. I want to thank each and every one of you, though. Again, I won't be here for the next couple weeks. I will be gone, but I will be back. I think it's the 24, 14, 7, 11, 18, the 25th, the 26th, whatever that Thursday is of the last week of July. I will be back. Okay. So until then, have a safe and wonderful holiday. If you are going away yourself, I hope you have a great trip. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, Unique in the Creek, team designers, we appreciate each and every one of you. And I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending a couple hours with me today on this Thursday afternoon. Thanks again. I appreciate you. Stay safe, and we'll see you in a few weeks. Okay, bye for now.